Telematics is a technology in its own right, but the purpose of telematics is really to give greater insight into what's going on between the driver and the vehicle. Driver style is very important. People don't know how drivers drive today unless they have a telematics capability in the vehicle with them. But it's all about really knowing more than you know already. So telematics just gives you the capability to know more, get more insight into how a vehicle is being driven, but also the condition of the vehicle, and also the condition of a fleet when it's applied to fleets. The true benefits of telematics really come out when you start to use that data and you start to work with that information. If you know someone is driving at risk, then you can do something about it. You can intervene, you can train the driver, you can help them. If you know that a vehicle is being not maintained well, you can maintain it. You get information from it. So it's a combination of insight and the ability for that data insight to turn into action. The biggest benefit comes from the insight and from the learning that you get about your behavior, about the risk, about the avoidance of risk. Most people think they're a great driver. You find out the truth when you put a telematics device. And I can talk from my own personal experience. I always thought, sure, I'm a great driver. I'm going to get a great score. I have telematics in my own vehicle. The first thing I noticed was I speed a little too often. I probably shouldn't admit that on video, but I do. I do accelerate and brake a little more heavily than I ought to, and my score was nothing like as good as I thought. And over time, since I've had telematics and I've looked at those reports and learned from what I do wrong, I've become a better driver, and therefore I'm a lower risk on the road to myself and to others. I think there's two things there. One is cost. Because cost is obviously a barrier when people have to pay for something that they're not even sure what the benefit is. So cost needs to be overcome, and there are a variety of business models that overcome that. There are models such as the one that we run, which is a no upfront fee model. So it's a monthly fee, it's a service fee. There are others which are, you can run telematics on an app. Which is obviously much lower cost than having a device installed. So there's a variety of ways to come over it, but that is certainly one of the barriers. The second one is education. People fear telematics from the outset. The very word telematics is seen as being Big Brother, it's a spy in the vehicle. And there's an awful lot of work to be done to educate people that it seriously is a benefit for them, not just a spy. This has been an incredibly interactive conference. In fact, you rarely go to a conference of this type where people seem to be so open about their own experience and willingness to share it. We've had some great debate in the forum. Great debate around data privacy, use of data, about different technologies, various impacts it has on insurance in terms of risk, whether it's a positive, whether it's a negative for the insurers. Every subject, to my mind, has been covered in 2 days, which is really unusual to get that level of interaction and information.